For the next 6 months, you'll have one less option to get to and from Roosevelt Island now the tram is undergoing a major overhaul. Our Roger Clark has more.
Rebecca Thompson decided to make it a late night just so she could ride the last Roosevelt Island-bound tram at 2 o'clock Monday morning.
It's just such a nice concept to have something so archaic, you know, still traveling back and forth. And I like the idea that each one supports the other going back and forth. That just makes sense to me, so I'm just pleased to be part of that.
It will be a while before anyone takes that 4-minute ride over the East River again. The tram, which began operating in 1976, has suspended service for some much-needed work.
It's an aging machine, and it's harder and harder to get parts. More and more parts break down, and pieces of it are, showing big signs of wear.
What sparked the overhaul was an April 2006 incident that left passengers trapped over the river for hours. The system was down for more than 4 months while improvements were made. The $25 million project will replace the tram cabins and cables and will run on a dual-haul system, which allows each tram to operate independently of each other in case of malfunction or maintenance. Currently, they both must travel at the same time. Some Roosevelt Island residents question the need for the overhaul.
There's no need right now to replace the tram, no need to spend $25 million of the state's money on a project here that is essentially a boondoggle.
But it is happening. Transportation-wise, Roosevelt Island's 14,000 residents are not stranded. The F train does stop here. Commuters say they expect more crowded trains and longer trips to and from work.
It's going to be terrible. It's going to be awful. Yeah, I mean, it's going to add like at least a half hour to my commute, which is already long anyways.
We hope it's only 6 months and not, 9 months or a year before it comes back.
Do you have doubts about the 6-month period?
I sure do.
Meanwhile, shuttle bus service to Manhattan has been added to take the load off the F train.
What's going to happen with these old tram cabins? Well, an official with the Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation says one may stay on the island as a historical exhibit, and then the other could wind up in a museum. On Roosevelt Island, Roger Clark, New York 1.